what I do is the business of business. So if somebody comes to me with a great idea, I don't say I know that much about your business. What I know about is business.
Sure.
So have you done these 15 things? And they go, no. And I went,
we were that person. Yeah.
But you also knew that it was a hobby business that was technically going to stay a hobby business. You guys were not looking to rule the world with this business.
Correct. Yeah.
And a lot of times people have this excellent, awesome idea and they don't want to rule the world. And I'm like, I don't know that I can help you because I want to rule the world with this.
Yeah.
So it sometimes it takes really knowing. At the same time I was talking to you, I was also talking to Speak Now Films.
Right.
And they want to rule the world.
They picked off.
Yeah, they want to rule the world. And about that same time, My Media Matters was coming into the co-work space that we have down there at City Central, and they want to rule the world. So I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But you have to, I can't step in and say, I'll help you rule the world.
Yeah, sure.
I can help you with your path that you want to do with your business. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to have any employees, then we will set this up so that if you do decide in a couple of years to have employees, you can go over in that direction.
Sure. Right.
But I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Well, maybe I am here to convince you otherwise, but I try not to be that pushy.
Sure.
You definitely took an idea we had and said that you shouldn't do that.
Now, that was...
And
I talk about the meeting all the time.
One reason I did want to have you here is just everything was so different. And
what Matt's alluding to is this little brainstorming thing I do with businesses, with individuals. I've done this with people who just like had no clue what they wanted to do. So we threw up their skill sets on this big whiteboard that I have. Sure. With these guys, they came in and they had an idea, and I was putting it up on the board, and I am pulling teeth to get it out of them, and their body language is like,
yeah.
And I'm like, and we're in this great big room that has these little meeting rooms, and all of a sudden somebody starts walking around going, yeah, this would be a great place for a Comic-Con or some kind of event, and all of a sudden everybody's body language perked up a little bit, and everybody started riffing off that idea, and I just slowly turned the whiteboard around because it's got two sides for a reason, and I said, so what would that look like? And the other idea was gone. It was
it
from
dropped immediately, and we were like, well, we thought this other idea we had was just putting a table, letting people use a table to use all our D&D stuff.
Yeah.
And I said, and how unique is that? And that started this, and that started this, and well, we could do this, and what kind of business is this? Oh, well, we wouldn't want to make any money out of it. And I'm like, okay, all right, let's talk about what that would look like. So we did that, and actually the first idea was, this was while City Central was under construction, and I had a retail space in there, and they were like, well, we could use this space. And literally the meeting that we were supposed to talk about moving into that space, they're like, we got another space.
Well,
and it's on the street, and people can see us, and we want to do that. And I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because everyone we had been talking to was like, well, you're going to, at first we were like, we'll just have a little venue, and everyone's like, well, you're going to sell stuff too, right? And we're like,
yeah.
Well, now we need more room.
Yeah, I was like, I guess so. So we needed wall space for product, and then people started buying product.
I tell you, the first building was tiny.
It was small.
And you guys made it work,
Yeah.
So.
But it was bigger than the space that they were going to use over at City Central.
Yeah.
What are those rooms?
Yeah. And I had a double space set up. So this is like 110 times 2. So it's 220 square feet, 230 square feet. In, door out, kind of shotgun. Yeah. And I was like, heck yeah, if you've got a space that works better, go. I mean, I'm all for hopping phases. Let's go. Phase 2, here we go. So, and it worked out really well. And then they did the pitch off, which they didn't get the incentive package, but it made them really look at the business plan, because the business plan is the whole reason for doing the pitch off.
Sure.
Is to get people to go through the business planning process. We've got some great partners at Pioneer Technology Center, and we help pay for the business plan that you can do online, or Ben and I can assist if you're just free-handing it and 2:00 in the morning, no problem.
Yeah.
Because that's when
nobody does that.
We work when you work, so there you go.
Yeah.
But Ben's a small business development center rep. He's He's a past banker, though he still thinks like a banker, and which is good. Is good because I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And Ben's like, whoa, do we have the finances? We don't need to think of finances. We've had that discussion before, and but we help put that business plan into a format that even if you don't think you're going to need funding later on, you've got it in your back pocket.
Sure. Yeah.
And bankers really like to see plans on paper, even if it's just written out. But when you have a 15-page something with a couple of appendices on it, they're like, oh, really? Tell me more.
Yeah.
That's kind of sexy.